What's poppin' party people? It is EJ Sparks here from the Dragon Geeks channel, and welcome to another beautiful episode of SH Figuarts vs. Dragon Stars. And today we are going to be taking a look at Bardock, the father of Goku. Thank God not the Dragon Ball Super Bardock, but the OG Bardock that we grew up with. Alright, so first and foremost, I'm sorry that I'm kind of late on doing this figure review. I know a bunch of other figureheads have gotten to this review first, but a very terrible seller on eBay tried to sell me this and kept yanking me around with my pre-order, and I didn't actually get it in time. You know, I was supposed to get here in February, then he said April, then he said March, and eventually I got my refund and ordered it from Amazon. So apologies for the late review, but right into the video. We're going to be taking a look at articulation and scaling with other figures. We're going to look at paint and detail, and we're going to take a look and see if they are worth the buy, which one wins this battle. And yeah, seatbelts on guys, let's buckle up and jump right in. Alright guys, because it is a brand new figure, we're going to take a look at the SH Figuarts Bardock first, and we'll just start with paint and detail. So first of all, look at this face. Look at it. Isn't it a beauty? Holy moly donut shop. That is a good looking face. I wish the scar was a little bit more out there, like had a little bit more oomph. But it still looks good for what it is. The scouter looks good. The facial expression, they nailed it on point. Of course, the Goku like hair, they got it on point, and it's a different mold from the other one, so it's not just like a repeat Goku face, so that's awesome. The armor and everything looks good. I love how they got the paint and everything on here. Even the tail, like wow, the tail looks so good. You can see like this peg back here, and the tail's like wrapped around because it's never not wrapped around in the original TV special. The paint on the armor looks good. It's a little glossy on here, but it's not like bad. Looks actually really good. I think it goes really well with the figure. And of course the wrist things he's got on there look great. Bandana with his homie's blood on there looks great. Fascia. That wasn't Fascia. I forgot his name. Forgive me, guys. Anyway, yeah, everything like paint and detail wise, this figure looks great. The kneecaps are a little bit shiny. Can't really tell too much because my lighting is always weird in my room, so forgive me for that. But looks wise, he looks amazing. Like the muscle definition looks great. Those shoulder caps look freaking awesome because you know that Bardock was jacked and shredded to pieces. So just paint and detail, I give that a 10 out of 10. Let's take a look at articulation real quick. Alright, that's what I really want to talk about because of course every figure has its flaws. The head is on a ball peg, as you can see in there, and he looks down this much. Can look up decent, not too far, but for the most part the neck is okay. Shoulders go straight out, or arms go straight out right here. Those big shoulders don't allow him to do too much. He's got a bicep swivel, but maybe it's just my figure being brand new and new joints, but like it's really hard to like play with it. Like I'm having a hard time turning it, and I really get scared with these things because I don't want them to break. But yeah, there's definitely a bicep swivel in there, and he's got the butterfly joints back here, so those are pretty good. So he's able to do the cross arms. This figure's really stiff because he's like brand new. Yeah, so he can almost cross his arms if I can just get it to stay. Okay, we're on camera, so he's being shy. Okay, anyway, moving on. We got a double jointed elbow right here, guys. And of course we got this ab crunch right here. Look at that. Look how far he can like lean over. That looks so good. He can lean back pretty far as well. So that looks pretty awesome because of that joint in there. And of course, rotation side to side looks good. Of course, the armor's articulated just like the other guys that wear the Saiyan armor. Front kicks go up this high. Side kicks, look at that. Boom. Looks excellent. And for doing the splits, he almost gets a full split going in there. Yeah, great job. And of course, double jointed knee right here. Do some pretty cool knee posing, and double jointed toe. Boom. Articulation's on point for this guy. There's not much I would change. Like I don't think there's anything like you could really do. The wrist, sorry, wrist is on a, hands are on a ball peg for the wrist. Only thing I would say is just those bicep swivels, but maybe it's just my figure. You guys can tell me if yours are like that too. It's like super duper stiff. But we're gonna jump right into accessories and see what we got there. Alright guys, this guy has some pretty darn good accessories here. As you can see to the far left here, he's got kind of the yelling face over here. Looks really good. The middle, you have that cocky Bardock smirk on there. I'm digging that. And of course we have that gritted teeth face. You know, kind of like a fighting face or powering up, whatever you want to say that is. But all these faces look really good, and I'm glad he comes with like 4 other ones. And of course he comes with just the straight face that comes on him in the package. When we look at the different hands, we have like the 2 open hands as if he's shooting an energy blast, and those look great. I think they fit him, you know, very well. And we have the sort of 2 clinching or claw grabbing sort of hands here, look great as well. And then we have this hand over here. This one actually is for this energy effect right here beside it. That's the energy effect that he throws at Frieza in the TV special when he's like, "Here, have it." So yeah, there's a little hole right in there so you can actually peg that energy effect in. We'll actually put that on him to see how that looks. You have the extra front hair piece, so if you want him without the scouter. And then the one that made the internet go nuts, you have his ear right over here. That's right, we have the left ear of Bardock for if you want to take the scouter off and put it on the faces. Ooh, that got blurry, excuse me. We'll be taking a look at that here in just a sec as well. But overall accessories, I think they're great. There's not much else he can come with. I give the accessories probably a 10 out of 10, honestly. Aside from the weird ear. You know what, let's go with a 9 out of 10, because it would be better if one of these other faces just came with a steady ear. Alright guys, before we move on to scaling with this figure, we're going to take a look at that energy effect as I said we were. So I already got the right hand in with the little hole right there, so got the energy effect right here. So let's go ahead and see if it'll pop right in. Yowie, wowie, look at that guys, that looks great. Look at that, yes. Looks beautiful, and it's always good for these figures to have like the energy effects. It just makes them like so much more diverse, and like you can actually like put them in a lot more poses, like a bunch of different poses. So that looks great. I think that looks excellent. Boom, boom. Alright, so before we move on, let me go and pop this out. I'll put on one of his other hands, and we're going to try on one of the other faces real quick. Let me just do this real quick. There we go. We're going to try on one of the other faces, and we're going to work in that atrocious looking ear. Alright? So let's go ahead and pop off the scouter right here. Okay. Comes right off, and I guess we can pop off this front face plate right here. Look at that, looks weird. And yeah, so basically that's coming off here. We'll use this other face plate, or the hair plate, excuse me, right here. God, that looks hilarious. Alright, and we'll go ahead and use the we'll use the yelling face over here. We'll just plug it right in here. Boom, goes in right away. And let's try this ear on for size. It's so tiny, you guys. Be careful when you're taking this out of the package, because if you drop this here, then you just might lose it. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, but his hair's trying to fall apart. Okay. Alright. So it's not as bad as people said it was, or were making it out to be. That's what he looks like, guys, with that earpiece in and the yelling face. He still looks great, but I just think it's so unnecessary. They really should have just put the ear, like, with another one of the faces. Like, if you remember the Nappa figure that SH Figuarts dropped a few years ago, he comes with, like, faces with the scouter and, you know, faces without the scouter. We didn't give him a whole ass other ear, so it doesn't look terrible, but I prefer the scouter, so I think I'm just going to keep the scouter on him. So with that being said, let's jump into scaling him with some other figures. Alright guys, so they haven't released much figures that this Bardock came in contact with, so we'll just place him by Goku right here. Sand Raised on Earth Goku. And yeah, they look nice. They're about the same height. And until SH Figuarts releases their first form Frieza, I got Dragon Star's first form Frieza right here. And dude, that's not a bad scale. Look at that. Not bad. I like it. I actually like it. Alright, so those are the ones we're going to scale him with. He's about the same size as Goku, so let's go ahead and move on to the final verdict for this guy, okay? So, honestly, this figure is really good. It's one that everyone was excited about when they first, like, teased it last year, and he really didn't disappoint. Like, I would say this is definitely one of their better figures. It definitely does have its problems. I would say with the skin, maybe it should be, like, a little darker, or have just a little bit like more shading on there, so he looks like he has a tan. But that's not a that's not a big deal, and I'm just not feeling the whole ear thing. But I thought the accessories were perfect. Overall, he looks good, and yeah, I would give this figure probably about a 9 out of 10. It's super duper close to perfect. I know I say that with a lot of these figures, but this one seriously is close to perfect. Alright, so currently he's running from anywhere between like $59.99 to like $80. You can find him at a bunch of different places, and I say that he is totally worth the buy, guys. This guy is a freaking champion. So with that being said, let's move on to Dragon Stars Bardock. Alright guys, on to Dragon Stars Bardock. I got this figure last year. It was a gift from a dear sweet friend of mine, which I definitely appreciate. And I was very excited to get this figure because it was the only Bardock figure out, but I was very disappointed when I got him for a few reasons, so let's jump in and take a look at those reasons, alright? So first we're going to start with paint and detail. Good things that I will say. I like the hair sculpt. The hair is definitely different from like the other Dragon Stars Gokus, so it wasn't just like a repaint or whatever, so I really like the hair sculpt and how it was different. I think the bandana looks good. I think it looks really good, and they got the color and everything on point. And I like the scar. The scar right here on his face, I think it stands out a lot better than the SH Figuarts one. So I'm really digging that scar. One more thing that I do really like for paint and detail on this figure is the darker skin tone. Has a bit of a tan on there. And I felt like Bardock was a bit darker in the movie TV special, whatever you want to call it. And when you put him right here by the SH Figuarts, you can tell that he's a little bit darker. And I actually like the darker tone skin. So honestly, this Bardock does have some good things about him, alright? But now we're going to talk about the bad things. So, I always say the Dragon Stars does very well with their villains. They look very good, but the Saiyans, their faces are always atrocious. Like, I know I said I love the scar in here, but this face is just so damn ugly. Like, literally the mouth is like a little dot. You could hardly tell the man has a mouth. And the eyes just, I don't know, it looks like a generic face. You couldn't really tell it's Bardock. He just looks like another basic Saiyan. And as for like the paint and the detail on this guy, so the wrist things don't look bad. They come up a little bit too high, like they're a little too long, but no problem. That's the same thing with the ankles. They're a little bit too long. But also, I don't really like the color choice they went with. So the armor itself is a little bit too light. It should be a darker green, and I feel like his pants should be like, you know, kind of a blacker color, or at least a darker shade than what it is. Because when we put them side by side here, once again you can kind of see the difference. You got like the black pants on SH Figuarts, and we got like the blue pants here. Same thing with the armor, and I'm just not digging this like super light lemon lime green color on there. It definitely should be darker. Like, it's not a huge deal, but if you're like, you know, a figurehead and a snob like I am, then those kind of things matter to you, okay? But I do like the tail on this figure. The tail looks very good for what it is. No complaints there. So, for paint and detail, like, I don't know. He's got some good things, but he just looks ugly to me in the face. So I'll go and give him like a 7 out of 10. Articulation, up top, not bad. So he can look side to side, of course. He can look down right here. Can't really look up. No butterfly joint, of course, because it's Dragon Stars. No worries though, because we still got that bicep swivel, which works very good. Not super stiff. We got that double jointed elbow action. Hand is on a ball peg here. No ab crunch, of course. And this is where my disappointment came in when I first opened the figure. The articulation down low. I know, once again, it's Dragon Stars, and their articulation for their legs aren't always the greatest, but this man can't do front kicks or side kicks. You try to do a front kick, and this is how high you can go up. Literally, right here. You can go up a little higher, but then he starts kicking out to the side, and it's like really stiff. So it's kind of a bummer. And you can hear those tight joints. I've had this thing since last year and the joints are still tight. Sidekick, same thing. He can't, like, that's literally how high he can do a sidekick on both sides. It's really tragic. And the armor isn't articulated, but it is, like, it's decent enough to where you can move. But yeah, he just can't move his legs, man. That's so disappointing. But moving on from that, we do got that double jointed knee. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for articulation, and it's just a shame because other figures from Dragon Stars, like the Android 17, for example, perfect example, he does great side kicks and front kicks. So I'm like, why can't we make those body molds exactly like his so we can get better articulation, you know? And I'm not going to do a separate piece for accessories because it's literally just the other two hand accessories right here, just the open hands right there. Alright. And when we jump into scaling, same sort of thing. He didn't really come into contact with a lot of figures that we have to come in contact with, or that he came in contact with, excuse me. So here's him with the original Goku. And they scale pretty darn well together. Can dig that. And of course the Frieza from Dragon Stars, probably Dragon Stars' best figure, still beautiful. Scale very well as well. And speaking of which, since we don't have much other figures to scale him with, Dragon Stars or SH Figuarts, please can we get a Zarbon and a Doria? Please can we? Alright guys, but let's go ahead and jump right into the final verdict for this guy. So, honestly, $20 figure. You can probably find him cheaper now on Amazon or eBay or sellers on like Facebook and stuff. But yeah, he's about $20. Some places are still selling them for like 25 or 30 bucks. But he was a stand-in for a very long time until I got my SH Figuarts Bardock. So he gets the job done. He really does. So if you just want somebody to stand in and look decent enough and at first glance they're like, oh, I know who that is, then this figure's totally worth it. Alright? Again, he's not terrible, but he is not great. So I'll go ahead and give him like a 7.5 out of 10. And now let's rate the final two figures together and see who wins. So final verdict, guys. Obviously a $70, $80 figure versus a $20 figure. Obviously the more expensive one is going to look better, have more accessories, and just be the better option. So with this one, definite no-brainer. SH Figuarts is the clear-cut winner. This Bardock is beautiful, and this one, he's alright. But again, it all depends on your own personal preference, guys. If you want to spend 70, 80 bucks on a figure, this Bardock is beautiful, and I think it is absolutely necessary to have them in your collection, especially if you have like a Saiyan collection going on. Very important. And if you want just a stand-in figure like this, nice $20 figure, go ahead and get one. Alright, he's not terrible. I promise. Alright, but tell me what your guys' opinion is on this one, alright? And again, I am still a growing channel here, just trying to get my subs up, trying to get more likes and views. So please rate, like, share, comment, subscribe to the page, and stay tuned for more content. Alright guys, I will catch you next time on another episode of Dragon Stars vs. SH Figuarts. On the flip side. Bye bye.
マジかよてんてんてんてん